So, good morning, all of you. So, dear friends, here in this lecture, we are going to start with our last topic of this semester, that is stereochemistry of cycloalkanes. So, stereochemistry is the branch of chemistry which deals with the study of the three-dimensional structures of the organic molecules, where some of the properties of the organic molecules which cannot be explained on the basis of the two-dimensional structures that we write on the board or we write in the notebook, that are the two-dimensional structures. So last year we have studied the stereochemistry of ethane, propane and butane. And so in these molecules, whatever the conformations which we have seen for the open chain molecules, that conformations are possible due to the carbon carbon single bond rotation. Carbon carbon single bond rotation. And so in the ethane and propane, we studied the two types of conformations, that is staggered and eclipsed conformation. Eclipsed conformation. And in this, we have tried to study the stability of the conformation, in which the staggered conformation is found to be more stable than the eclipsed conformation. And in butane, we have studied the four different types of conformations due to the carbon carbon single bond rotation between the C2 C3 axis, where it gives rise to the four different types of conformations, that is staggered eclipsed, partially eclipsed, partially eclipsed, and s- eclipsed, and skew or Gauch's conformation, or Gauch's conformation. So we have gone all through these conformations or the stereochemistry of the open chain molecules, and now in this topic we want to deal with the stereochemistry of the cyclohexane. Now, where in the last year, that this, due to the carbon carbon single bond rotation, the conformations which are obtained, that are not completely free. It doesn't. So it is due to the torsional strain, torsional strain, and the non-bonded repulsion, the non-bonded repulsion. So these are the two factors that are seen in the open chain molecules conformations, that there is a stability or to the staggered conformation because there is absence of the torsional strain and there is the absence of the non-bonded repulsion. But in eclipsed conformation, we get the torsional strain and the non-bonded repulsion. And so in cyclic compounds, it's more prominent. This torsional strain and the non-bonded repulsion is more prominent. And so, and in the cyclic compounds where a ring compound is to be studied, the carbon carbon single bond rotation is also not possible. And so here the cycloalkanes that we are supposed to see, that is the cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, cyclohexane, means here the six carbons, three carbons, four carbons, five carbons and six carbon chains or the rings are there. Then the cycloheptane is also there, cycloheptane, octane, nonane, decane. So cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, and here the cyclohexane and cycloheptane. So this is again a homologous series of the cyclic compounds or the cyclic cycloalkanes. Now, these carbon atoms here, three carbon atoms are involved, here four carbon atoms involved, 5, 6, and 7 respectively. Now, this cycloalkanes, cyclic compounds, which are the cycloalkanes, that is the saturated cycloalkanes, and they are also called as polymethylene compounds. Polymethylene compounds, because the general formula of these molecules is CnH2n, and which contains all the different types of the different numbers of CH2 groups. So this CH2 group, so here there are 3 CH2 groups, here there are 4 CH2 groups, here there are 5 CH2 groups, here 6, here 7. In this way, the number of methylene group goes on increasing, and so the compounds are termed as polymethylene compounds also. Now, the carbon atom which is involved in this molecule is sp3 hybridized. The carbon atom involved in the cycloalkanes is sp3 hybridized, and so the geometry must be tetrahedral, and the bond angle which is expected, the bond angle in the tetrahedral geometry is found to be 109 degree and 5 minutes. So here the geometry of the sp3 hybrid carbon atom, but as you see that each carbon must have the bond angle 109, but when we see this cyclic structure, the actual bond angle seen here it is 60 degree. Here in cyclobutane it is seen to be 90 degree. In cyclopentane it is seems to be 108. In cyclohexane it's 120 degree, and in cycloheptane it's 128.6 degree. Means the angle goes on changing, means it is having a deviation from the standard bond angle, and the standard bond angle for the sp3 hybridized carbon atom is 109, where the bond angle observed in cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, cyclohexane, cycloheptane, it's different. And so here it is the strained molecule, means there is a angle strain, means the angle has been reduced from 109 to 60 degree, 90 degree, 108, and here it goes on increasing. And so here some of the properties of these molecules were being studied, and it was found that the cyclopropane and cyclobutane, these molecules undergo, means that is the CH2 and this CH2, this molecule undergoes ring opening by the different types of reactions. If it is reduced at 80 degrees Celsius, it gives you the formation of the open chain molecule, that is ethane. If it is allowed to react with chlorine, it gives a dichloro compound, and so its 1,3 dichloropropane is obtained. Means it undergoes the ring opening very readily, but cyclobutane does not undergo the ring opening very easily. And so in the further studies, the scientist Adolf von Beer, scientist Adolf von Beer, he proposed a theory, Beer, he proposed a theory in 1885 that the cycloalkanes behave differently. How? And so he proposed the theory, that is the Beer's angle strain theory. Beer's angle strain theory, or which is also called as Beer's strain theory. And so what he says, that due to the angle strain, means what is the angle strain? So according to his definition, that all this molecule contains a sp3 hybridized carbon atom, and so the geometry expected is tetrahedral, and the bond angle is expected is 109, and so there is a strain in the angle. And so what is angle strain? He defines angle strain is nothing but it's equal to the tetrahedral angle, that is the standard bond angle, minus the internal angle that is observed in the molecule. And so here it's equal to 109 degree 5 minutes minus internal angle. And so in this way he calculated the angle strain in the different molecules of the cycloalkanes. And so whatever he found, he has put forth the angle strain observed in the cyclopropane, and so this is the cycloalkane. So here we will just see the what are the different angle strains that are being seen. So cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, cyclohexane, cycloheptane, and here the ring size. What is the ring size? Here the ring size is 3 membered, here it is 4 membered, here it is 5 membered, here it is 6 membered, here it is 7 membered. And so the internal angle which is observed, the internal angle which is, we have seen here, that is 60 degree, here it is 90 degree, here it is 108 degree, here it is 120 degree, and here it is 128.6 degree. And so the tetrahedral angle is 109, and so the angle strain calculated by Beers is your 49.5 degree, here it is 19.5 degree, means 109.5 minus 109.5 minus. So here if you, this is the tetrahedral angle, that is the 109. And so whatever the angles which are calculated, the deviation which is calculated is different. And so here it is 0.15 degree, here it is 10.5 degree, 19.5 degree, 19.1 degree. And so here when you see that the angle strain first of all goes on increasing and it decreases at cyclopentane. And so what he says, here it is minus, here it is minus. And so what he says, that according to the angle strain theory, the molecule which possesses less angle strain is supposed to be a stable cycloalkane, is supposed to be a stable cycloalkane. And so according to his theory, cyclopentane is found to be a more stable cycloalkane. Cyclopentane is found to be a more stable alkane. And while proposing this theory, Beers has considered that less the angle strain, more stable is the molecule. And what he considered? He considered that all cycloalkanes are planar molecules. According to his theory, Beer's angle strain theory, cycloalkanes are all planar molecules. But in the further studies, means according to his theory, the cyclopentane is found to be a stable cycloalkane because it is having a least angle strain, and so it's a stable molecule. And so further, when it was observed, this theory fails. Why it fails? Because he considered that cycloalkanes are planar. This is not true. This is not true. And so then the synthesis were carried out and the stability was considered. And so according to his theory, cyclopentane was considered to be a stable cycloalkane. But in further, this theory was ruled out and a next theory was put forth, that is heats of combustion, heats of combustion, heats of combustion and stabilities of cycloalkanes and stabilities of cycloalkane. So according to this theory, what is trying to be studied, that this theory does not explain that these all molecules are non-planar, because Beer's angle strain theory considers that these cycloalkanes are planar, and this is not true. And so heat of combustion was studied of the different alkanes. So what is heat of combustion? It's the amount of heat, is the amount of heat that is evolved when 1 mole of the compound is completely oxidized. And so here the heat of combustion is nothing but the amount of heat evolved by 1 mole of compound is completely oxidized, means it is burnt. And so here the polymethylene compound, that is CH2N, means it may be alkanes or cycloalkanes, were burnt in presence of oxygen. And so here we are considering the cycloalkanes, and here the oxidation was carried out, and this oxidation is nothing but your combustion. When the combustion is taking place, we get the formation of carbon dioxide plus water, and the heat is generated or heat is evolved. And so this amount of heat evolved, the amount of heat evolved was calculated. And so scientists started studying the heat of combustion values of the alkanes. And for alkanes, open chain compounds, and for alkanes, the heat of combustion value, the heat of combustion, which was calculated for heat of combustion for per CH2 group, per CH2 group is 157.4 kilocalories per mole. And so this is the standard value. Means when you burn any of the cycloalkane, when you burn any of the cycloalkane, the heat of combustion value was calculated for each CH2 group. And so the heat of combustion for all the all the alkanes was found to be 157.4 kilocalories per mole. And when this same concept was implemented for cycloalkanes, the same concept was implemented for the cycloalkanes and burnt cyclopropane, cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, and calculated the heat of combustion value cyclohexane, cycloheptane, heptane. And so the ring size here is 3, 4, ring size is 3, 4, 5, sorry, here it is 3, here it is 4, 5, 6 and 7. And so the total heat of combustion was calculated, and it was 499.8, 656.2, 793.5, 944.4 and 1108.2. And so the heat liberated in kilocalories per CH2 group, was calculated for the cycloalkanes methylene groups, and here it was found 166.6, here it was found 164.0, here it was 158.7 and 157.4, and here it was 158.3. And so the according to these heat of combustion values, as the cycloalkanes were burnt and the heat of combustion value was calculated, and the standard value was calculated by burning the open chain alkanes, and the standard value indicated is 157.4 kilocalories per mole, and all the alkanes are found to be more stable. And so in cycloalkane, the cycloalkane which liberates the heat energy equivalent to that of the alkane is 157.4, is only the cyclohexane molecule, and so the heat of combustion theory indicates that cyclohexane is the most stable cycloalkane, and so they further indicate that if the heat of combustion value heat of combustion value that is 157.4 indicates stable molecule. If the heat of combustion value is less than 157.4 kilocalories, then the cycloalkane is more stable, and if it is more than 157.4, then if it is more stable than 157.4, then it is the least stable cycloalkane. And so the cyclohexane is found to be the most stable cycloalkane amongst all other cycloalkanes. And so further we can come to a conclusion that all the 3 member, 4 member, 7 member, 8 member, these compounds are less stable as compared to the cyclohexane. And so, in this topic, we want to study the conformations of cyclohexane, that is the most stable cycloalkane, conformations of cyclohexane. And so, thank you very much. We will continue in the next lecture.